Hi, eBay sellers. You have landed on episode 184 of eBay the Right Way. Today's date is September 25th, 2024, and my guest is Carlos in Virginia. He was on the podcast back in November 2022, and he is back to catch us up on how his eBay business has progressed and changed over the last 2 years. Announcements. I have some feedback on my virtual assistant service that I wanted to share. Sabrina sent me this email. Hey Suzanne, thank you for offering the virtual assistant listing service. I have sent in 3 batches so far and am amazed at how quickly the listings are ready. This is saving me so much time. Some of the items have already sold. I think I am a great treasure hunter and picker, so finding items is no problem, but I'm really slow on the computer and just don't like doing that part. Now I can concentrate on finding more items rather than the drudgery of computer work. I really love it when I'm in a thrift store or at a garage sale and my phone ka-chings and I see the sale of an item that my virtual assistant has listed. What a great system. You and your VAs are definitely helping me make more money. I'll have another batch ready for you soon. So there you have it, a very happy customer. Check out the link below for more information about my virtual assistant listing service to see if it could help you and your business. Okay, now let's chat with Carlos. Hey there, eBay friends. We have Carlos the mailman back with us because he delivers. How are you doing, Carlos?
Very good, very good. Thank you. Hi, everyone.
And you were on about 2 years ago, and I can't believe it's been that long. I'm kind of going back through previous guests and like, you're still posting on the Money Making Mondays and you're still out there doing this. So we like to catch up and see if anything's changed, if you, are doing different kinds of products or whatever. So let's just kind of do a recap of where you're located.
Okay, yes. I'm located in Virginia, Northern Virginia, about 30 minutes from DC, in a city called Bristol.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really populated area. I like it. It's a lot of opportunities here, so that's what I like it.
Well, Virginia is a beautiful state. I was born there in Charlottesville.
Oh, Charlottesville, that's nice.
Yeah. So I don't remember it. I just have pictures. But yeah,
everything has changed.
You probably have a lot of good items available to you.
Yep. There's well, since the last time we talked, I was really big on yard sales and estate sales. But the time is limited, right? My work is from 8 in the morning until 4:30 or 5, and we got to stay a little longer. I missed the whole thing, and it's only maybe I have one Saturday free every 5 weeks. So I work mostly every Saturday. My days off are during the week, one day, and Sunday. So it's limiting my time to go to the garage sales, estate sales. So and also now that my responsibilities change with my son, that we got to be more involved and all that. So I got to but I got to go harder on private picks, right? So I continue. When I can, I go to yard sales in the morning about 7:30, the ones they open at that time before I go to work. And I start giving my cars away, explain what I do really quick, pick up a couple of things. And I was doing that last year too. but it was at the end of the year that was doing more often. And I create a pamphlet on my phone, a text, and I utilize other platforms like let me see, Nextdoor, Trash Nothing, or Freebie Alerts, and also on Facebook Marketplace. So when people post anything like it's vintage, immediately I look what else they have posted, and I include that message in my text and explain what I do if they want to do that with me. And it was working. It's working fine. It's working great. I got this year I have I don't know, a lot of pickups, so many things that I need to list. And yeah, but that's the only way I'm doing it right now. And during this garage sale season, I've been in garage sales maybe 3 to 4 times, no more than that, and pick up a couple of things. And that's another area that I wanted to get into is small electronics. I was doing it in the past too, but limited. But at the beginning of the year, I got a big lot of small electronics, cameras, radios, and things like that, and it's all really quick. So I'm going into electronics more now. Yeah.
Well, I really like how you have accomplished getting inventory to come to you. It takes some time to develop those relationships.
Yeah.
And get people to call you or, be repeat customers. But you've really leveraged your, job delivering the mail.
Yeah.
Help build your eBay business. And I just think that's great that's so creative, because how many people would you say are on your route? How many?
Well, I my route, I have in total is 950 stops. But
Really?
Just take in consideration, I have one big apartment complex, which is there's boxes on only one side. They're huge, so I spend about an hour and a half there, just in one spot, and the rest is just driving about 3 hours on family houses. So that's going. So without the apartments, I can say maybe about 400, 500 houses. Yes.
So that's also 400 to 500 people.
That's right.
You develop a relationship with.
Yep.
And I just think that's so clever. Now, you're young. Do you have retirement in your plans?
I have 2 retirement plans, yes.
Do you know when that's going to happen? How many more years?
Well, I'm 52 right now, so I still 10 more years and a half, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So you have time to keep building that. Yeah. And I'm just assuming that when you do retire, you're going to be the eBay man.
That's actually, we were talking with my wife and say, hey, honey, because we play the lottery every week, we want one ticket every week, right? Just to see what happens. Maybe happen. We spend $2 and that's it. So and we like to dream, right? So we say, what will happen? We make maybe we get only 600 out, and imagine that. I want you to stop working and stay home and continue with my work. And she said, no, but why? No, I wanted to continue working. Why you not stop working and do your best stuff on the side? Oh, great. That's great that you're thinking like that, right? So, but we wanted to get, even when we retire, we always want to do things, We are not the people that stays in home. We cannot do that.
Well, I think about that too, is I don't have like a real job like you.
Yeah.
I just don't ever think like retire. I think being old enough to get Social Security and all those kind of benefits, but I would be so bored if I wasn't doing something.
Yeah.
And that is a problem with people who retire. They go from busy every day of their life to, okay, wait, what do I do now? I got all this time.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to just keeping up with the eBay until I just physically can't.
Yeah, that's my plan too. Yeah, that's my plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about some things that you've sold. I want to hear about new customer relationships that you've made since we last talked. If you've come across, I know you come across big scores all the time because I see them on the group. So
Yeah.
that's what the listeners want to hear is like, what are you selling and how are you getting it?
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. I got some notes. I'm gonna refer to some notes.
Excellent.
Since this year, I got to know 6 people so far. And I not only visit them one time. First, when I introduce myself, I go to meet them at other places or their houses, and I spend maybe an hour or so just talking, talking about what they have, what they want to do with the stuff, what the stuff that I like to sell the most, and being honest. I tell them, this is how it works online. This is what I can pay you, and I try to pay from 20% to 25% of the market value. That's all I want to pay, not pay more. Unless it's an item that I know I'm gonna flip really quick, right? And they understand that,
Right.
one of the things I notice is a lot of people is scared to talk about what they do, how resellers work. But these people are really, really nice, really friendly. They understand. They say, "No, I don't want more. That's enough. You're gonna do all the work. You're gonna take the pictures, take the time, and all that, and that's perfect." So one of the persons, there is this person. I don't know. I don't like to invite their space. So I just talk whatever they allow me to ask them. But this person looks like she deals with high-end furniture only.
Mhm.
So she do private estate sales. Looks like she cleaned the house and all that. She has a team and all that. But whatever else she finds, she call me. So in one of the big scores of this year is she called me one day and she sent me a picture by text. Hey, Carlos, I have this. Would you like to get them? And she sent me a picture of NES and SNES games, about a top, maybe about 30 games like that. And I say, how much would you like for that? Give me $30. That's fine. And I say, perfect. Hey, excellent. I saw the titles, Mario, Mario Kart and all the big titles. And I say, perfect. I give you the $30. So when I got to meet her, and she said, hey, and I found this in a closet. There's another big top of games, but the disc by itself and a lot of cases on the side, right? And I say, how much you want for it? Because I didn't recognize. I've been doing video games since 2017, and I didn't recognize the titles of the PS2 and PS3 titles, right? I say, how much you want for it? I don't know if they're complete or not. Yeah, that's okay. Give me another $30 and you take it. Okay, that's it. Perfect. Well, when I got home, I started excited with the games and all that. I started comping stuff, and I was surprised. I put together only 5 games. The rest was this by itself and cases by itself with manuals and things like that, right? But only on the PS2s from that $30 investment so far, because I still have a couple of more, is over $1,100 profit.
$1,100.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
paid 30.
One of the games that made me the most money was a PS2 Samurai Western. I sold it complete used for $179. Then one of the things is because she lives close to my house. I mentioned that I couldn't put together on only 5 games, and she said, "I will see if I can find more cases." Right, and she brought me about a week after a little bag, and she put it on my porch and say, "Carlos, I leave up something for you on the porch. That's included. No, I don't need that stuff." So right there was the case for 3 discs that I was selling for $130, I think. Yeah, the 3 discs from one game, and the case was there. So I put all together and I sold that for $180.
And what was the name of the game again?
The name is Tales of Destiny 2. That's a PS1 or PS2. I don't recall right now. Yeah.
So what year did these games come out? What decade?
That's, I believe that's 90s or
90s?
90s,
Okay.
2000.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 90s.
Okay. So
But
I
it
mean,
was incredible.
that's something you know. You said you've been into video games since you were a teenager.
Yeah, I know video games, but no, this one with this lot, I learned a lot of this new titles, some RPG games, and the good thing about it is that cases that were only with manuals. Some of them sold for $47, $50. So that's why these games were so rare that people want those to complete their collections, I believe. So, yeah. And that's a part of the NES and SNES games that I got for $30 too. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So how great is that your experience as a teenager playing video games has now come back later in life to help you make money?
Yeah. Well, I play with Atari and all those games back in the 80s. That's what I grew in Peru. But when I came here, I started, working, make a living, establish my family and all that. But with these new games, well, I'm learning and I like it. I love it,
So back in the day, did you ever play Pong?
I never played Pong. I heard about Pong, but I got to know Pong here because people showing me stuff. I have a couple of maybe about 3 or 4 resellers around the area that when I do my yard sales, they come and we talk about it. And it's a great relationship.
I mean, by today's standards, Pong is like the most lame video game ever invented. But back when it came out, I remember my friend got one and I spent the night at her house and we stayed up all night playing that stupid game. It was just black and white screen with these paddles and you just hit the ball back and forth. And we just thought it was the greatest thing in the world.
That's right.
And so today it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we thought that was so great. And then Atari came out and, Asteroids and Pac-Man and we were just glued to that. We just thought that was the greatest thing in the world. And then you look back and, like our kids, I'll think, why would you play that? Why would you time doing
That's exactly
because that's all there was. You could play Scrabble, you could do a puzzle, or you could play Atari.
That's right. Yeah, that's what actually my son says. He likes to play. He's 7. He's gonna turn 8 soon. He likes to play Minecraft. We limited the time with Minecraft because it's addictive, I think. But I got a chance to get him an arcade little one with about 7 or 10 games. 7 or 8 games, I think. They include Batman, Galaga, Galaxy, Asteroids, and all those games on the back. And we play together. So I enjoy playing with him, and he likes it. He likes Batman, another game, the Galaxian, all those games from the back. Back in the time, he likes to play those too. So he enjoys.
And those games were so innocent.
Yeah, that's right.
Eating these little things, and now it's like all this, Halo and all the war stuff and violence and killing. And it back then it was so innocent and there was no violence really.
Yeah, it was more a strategy. If you're fast on thinking, that was the deal with those games.
Yeah, it was reflexes.
That's right. Completely different than today. Yeah.
And we didn't care if it wasn't realistic. It was just,
no, it was
that was new technology.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then the arcades at the mall where you put your money in the machines and play forever, and then try to be the high score person and have your name on that arcade game for however long till somebody beat your score. I mean, that was our goal in life, was to get the high score at the arcade at the mall.
That's right. Yeah, this person, she called me last year. Since she called me more frequently, but now she called me 3 times during this year, and this purchase of the games was the best. After that, she gave me a couple of old toys. One of them, she sold me a little doll in a box with a lot of clothing and little toys inside. I never heard about that toy, and she said, "Give me $5 for the whole thing." She got some other stuff, And that little toy, I sold it for 115, if I'm not mistaken right now. Yeah.
And what was the toy?
I don't recall the name. It was a little doll, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and I don't recall the name because as soon as I sell it, I say, "Great, I'm out of there," and I try to organize my stuff, but I don't recall the name right now. But
That's okay. I just did my $100 video on YouTube, and the title of it was "I don't even know what this thing is." Because that
yeah.
was the theme that month. Was like, I don't know. I bought it and it sold for this much, and I still don't even know what it does.
Yeah, that happens. That happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go only for the comps, and you just follow what the prices they establish, and that's it. And
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it doesn't matter. You have the picture. I bid
yeah.
on something over the weekend on an online auction, and it was like these guitar things, like the little, I don't even know what you call them. They go on the end where the strings are and they tighten it. And so they're different ones. I don't know anything about guitars, and there's, specific for certain brands and models of guitars.
Mhm.
And I'm sure the guitar people out there are gonna be like, oh my God, you don't understand what you're talking about. I know that. But I saw they were $1 and I looked them up. They're like Chronomatic or something. They came in a box, and one exactly like it sold for $80. And I'm like, well, for $1, I'll try that and see what
Yeah.
happens. And the bidding went up. I didn't get it for $1, but knowing that I could sell it for 80 to 100. And I asked a friend who plays the guitar, I'm like,
Mhm.
so I don't really care, but just curious, what are these and what do they do? And he's like, oh, this is for a very specific guitar. It'll probably take you 2 years to sell it. And it's a very specialized product. And I said, well, you just said the magic word, specialized product.
Specialized product.
Because there could be somebody out there with an alert set up on this. As soon as I list it, there's none on eBay. As
That's
soon
right.
as I list it, they're going to buy it because they've been looking for it. So while he was saying, yeah, don't waste your time, it's not going to sell, I'm thinking, if it's rare and it's specialized, then that's exactly what I want.
That's right. Yeah. That's actually what something similar happened a couple of months ago. A person put on next door, I remember, yeah, that she was trying to get rid of some science fiction books for $1. Is She mentioned that it was her husband that passed, and she's trying to move them, but she don't want to just get trash it or dump it. She wants to try to see if people can do something with it. So as soon as I saw that, I sent my text to her, introduce myself, and tell them, this is what I do. If you would like to do something or meet up and talk, yeah, definitely. She said. I went to her house, I think 1 week after, on a Sunday afternoon, and she prepared already some cameras, lenses, a couple of video games, and some other stuff like radios and shirts, t-shirts, and I say, okay, I know that the cameras were a little dusty, but they were kept in a big container, so they were in good condition. I checked the shooter. The shooter worked on all of them. And I say, how much we like? And she said, I don't know how much you want to give me. And I say, I don't feel comfortable doing that because as a reseller, I say, I try to get my stuff the lowest possible to be able to be competitive on the market, right? And say, oh, I understand that. Let's say, what about $10 per camera? And that's perfect because the cameras that I saw there was Nikon, Canon, but there was one in particular that I never seen. It's the Sensa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but it's Sensa Bronica S2. And it was in mint condition, but I didn't know how to test it. I don't know how to test those cameras. They're vintage, right? So I brought everything with the lenses and the clothing and all that. At the end, she gave me a discount, and I pay $140, something like that. But for the cameras, I paid $10 a piece, and um, um, some of them had the barrier on the bottom, so I make sure that no corrosion was there. They were clean.
Mhm.
Well, I start selling it, and I start comping this on Sensa Bronica and on eBay, and I saw that they're selling for 300 to 250 in working condition. But the cosmetic part was not as great as the one I have, right? Some other came in mint condition from Japan, but the shipping was completely it's too much on shipping. So I said,
Right, way too high.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I gotta make this competitive. I'm a used seller, so I'm gonna put this really high, and I believe I posted for 300. I posted for 349.99 because that's one of the cameras I sold like that in working condition. And I mentioned, I put on my message and everything, that description, that this is in great condition. I check all these parts, no dust, no fungus, no scratches, and not noticeable, but it's as is for parts non-working, right?
Right, just for
Well,
parts.
after I don't know how many, couple of days or maybe a week, a guy, I think it was from Australia. Yeah, I think it was from Australia. Yeah, well, the guy offered me 250 and I took it right away in that condition. It was delivered. The guy was excellent. He said on the review, it said, excellent camera, perfect description. So happy with my purchase. And that paid and put me on the on the view on all the purchase. Everything else is, you know,
Very good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was just a broken camera.
Yeah, but he say I contact him after that and say, hey, thank you for, because I always, when I receive my reviews, I have a text also saved on my phone, so I just copy and paste on the contact, and I say thank you so much for your positive feedback. I really appreciate that. I hope that you enjoy your new item. If you have any other questions or you need any other stuff, just let me know. Thank you so much. Have a great day. But also I put up there, hey, I'm curious. The camera looks so good. Is this in working or no working condition? And he said he was working.
Oh, it was working.
So he was so
Yeah.
happy. I'm okay. I'm okay because I
Well,
make my money.
hey,
It would
you
be
didn't
great.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the issues with selling electronics. If you don't know how it's supposed to work or what parts it's supposed to have,
Mm-hmm.
you can't know everything.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
sold a camera for somebody one time and she said it was fine, it was working. I sold it, person got it. They're like, oh, it doesn't work. It's missing the blah, blah, blah part.
mm-hmm.
It could have been perfectly fine. I wouldn't have known.
Yeah. But
Um,
I noticed that those electronics, like cameras especially, they sell really quick and they sell a lot. They have a good what is it, sell-through rate, because from those cameras, I only have one left, and I have about 3 or 4 lenses left.
mhm.
But right now, I was checking yesterday, preparing for this chat, is my profit. Well, the gross sale on those cameras and this so far is $890 so far.
Wow. And you
So
paid how much?
140, and that's discounting the video games and the radio and the t-shirts and some other games that she sold me on that. Yeah. So, and now, well, after we talk about that, I went to pick up another stuff. She said because it's her basement is full of stuff that she cannot walk in there, and she's a person who needs to be careful where she walks and all that. So about a week after, 2 weeks after that, she contacted me. I had some more stuff. I went there, and she pointed me the books, the science fiction books. And
Mhm.
she had on one of the ladders, she had a lot of books stacked up there, and she said, you want to look through them? Yeah. How much you want for them? Give me $1 a piece. That's fine, because that's what I wanted to sell them. Okay. I start looking. I spend like an hour and a half looking through books. And I put, based on the writer, a couple of stacks, but there were some sealed ones, vintage, brand new ones. So I took all of them and start count them. But there was not too much signal, no internet on that area. So I just risked it.
Oh, you didn't have good service.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I took as many as I could. I think we're 24 books for $24, right?
Mhm.
So but one of the books sold for what is that? $119, 119.99.
Very good.
Yeah, so that paid all the investment, and the other ones, when I did my yard sale, I sold some of them, and I'm happy with it. The other ones, if they don't sell, maybe in a month or so, I'm just gonna put all together and put an auction and see what I get.
So you had a yard sale to get rid of your overstock.
Yeah, I did actually. I had my yard sale a week ago. Yeah,
Huh?
a week ago. Yeah,
And
yard
how that
sales here.
did you make good money?
Yeah, actually, the first one I did this year, I did. I do it from 7 in the morning to noon, and the first one I did $1,300.
Very good.
Yeah, and this one, past one, was 700 and something. Yeah.
Wow, you hustle it. Good for you.
Yeah, I try to promote and in a week in advance. And last year I got to know other people and I talk to them when they come. A lot of them they know what I do,
Hmm.
so they know that they can get deals because there's stuff that I don't want to put on online. So
Right.
This past sale I sold about 7 consoles of video games,
Hmm.
and I have about 30 to 35 video games itself, right? So there's guys, young people who come in the morning, 7 in the morning, they're waiting up there outside my house. So I open my thing, start setting it up, and they get their video games right away, you know? So
Hmm.
if there are issues with the video game, I tell them, this is have this issue, and this one doesn't work this way. And there's 2 people, one young guy who repairs stuff, and I got to know another is a little girl. She's maybe I don't know, maybe 20 years old. That
Uh-huh.
she's into repairing video games. She's enjoying that, so she grabbed the consoles. Yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, going back to the cameras and the lenses,
Hmm.
I hear this all the time that people sell, photography equipment. And
Hmm.
it's kind of ironic though, like everyone has a camera on their phone now,
Yeah,
but there's still the professionals that use the regular, cameras and
yeah.
lenses. It's kind of like when the Kindle came out, people thought, oh, nobody's going to want books anymore. Their books are just going to become obsolete. And
Mm,
nope. There's people posting sales of books on that group all the time. And
yes,
it's not just the rare vintage signed first edition. It's just all kinds of stuff.
yes, that's right.
People who love books, they love to hold it and feel it, and the smell of a book, and just the whole experience of just curling up on the couch with your cat and the
Mhm.
fireplace is going and you're holding a book. I was never really into the electronic reading. I just didn't like it. But the same thing with cameras. I don't think the cameras on the phones are great,
Yeah,
for what I need them for. But
yeah,
the professionals, they're always going to use a regular camera and have all those special lenses. And that's their world, especially if they're earning a living doing it.
yeah.
They want all that equipment. So just, for the listeners, why would people buy photography equipment when everyone has a phone in their pocket? Well, it's a different animal. It's completely
Sure.
different.
Yeah, and you have to know, I don't mess around with the cameras. I just make sure the lenses are clear. If they're not clear, I mention that on my description. This is something that happened with this batch of cameras. One of them sold. I saw on the lens that it was kind of a black lines and a little dots in there. So I mentioned that, and when the customer receive it, it sold for. Yeah, I put it 119.99, and the customer offered me 90, and I sold it, right?
Mhm.
Remember, I paid $10 for this camera.
Right.
And so when the customer got it, he say, hey, I received the camera, but I read the description that you put on your listing, and actually the prints needs to be changed. I don't know even what the print is in the camera. So that's my knowledge in cameras.
You're
Right?
like, oh, okay, thanks.
It needs to be replaced. I would like to get a return, or at least if you would like to work something out with me in order to get a repair. And say, okay, how much do you think it will cost to repair the camera? And I start looking, when I was waiting for the response, start looking online and see what information I get. And prints for the cameras, especially the vintage, they're expensive.
Mhm.
So the guy told me, hey, it's about $135, the parts and repair, the labor. So I don't know. I sold it for $90. He said, okay, you should refund me the 90 and I will take care of this. And no, I don't gonna do that, right? And I understand and all that, but I can give you $45 from the 90 you pay just to cover the price of the camera. That's what I told him, right? And say if you're not comfortable doing that, just initiate a return on eBay and I will refund the money. And he
Mhm.
was happy to take it. And I don't want to deal with the return. And also I gotta sell that camera again for parts. And for parts, it's sold from $30 to $40 on eBay. So I
Mhm.
was happy with my 45. He will deal with it.
Yeah, that's a good move. I always try to do what's fair to have the customer keep it, especially if there's
Yeah.
something wrong with it. Because like, why do you want it back if there's something wrong with it? But it's already in their hands. They've already paid you,
Yeah.
so it's in my world better just to give them some money back and make them happy, and not have to deal with the return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
You
another
get-
person also. I have two pickups already scheduled. One for the end of October because she's not here yet. But there's another lady who post I don't remember, it was Nextdoor or one of the groups on my neighborhood, that she
Mhm.
was trying to get rid of videotapes. The
Videotapes.
tapes, yeah, the VHSs, right? Uh,
Oh, okay.
and she said there are no movie VHSs, but there's a ton of people that my family members recorded back in the 80s and 90s. So boom. So I say, okay, hi, this is my name is Carlos, and this is what I do. I can
Okay, hi. Let's develop a relationship
Yeah.
here.
And I say you can do this, you can donate it. There's some good movies. If you have any movies I'm interested in, take a look at them, and I can purchase it from you if you want me to. But this is what I do. If you're interested, this is my phone number. You can contact me anytime. Well, she texts me about 2 days after and say, I'm gonna call you on Saturday. And say, okay, perfect. I was on my route. So I received the call. So I step out. I took my lunch time at that time. So she started talking to me, says she had 3 storage units full of
Oh,
her um, parents and her family members. They pass all around and they had 3 storage units full of stuff. And I'm sure she said, I have video games, toys, tons of stuff. So, and I understand this is what you do. I explained better over the phone, and she was happy. Yeah, of course, I can do it. I can give you good, you help me and I help you. So 1 month passed and I didn't hear from her. So I said, oh, maybe she don't want to do anything, but I sent a message and say, yeah, I wanted to see if anything going on with the games and things like that. And and she didn't answer for a week. And after a week, she answered. And I was scared. So maybe I lost this one. Maybe she don't want to do anything with me. But she answered and said, hey, Carlos, I've been working so hard bringing the stuff to my house
hmm.
and it's on my basement. Now I am organizing everything, but you're not gonna believe the quantity of video games and toys that I have. So give me another month because I still have to get rid of some other stuff. And I will call you to set a meeting and you come and I will appreciate if you can take everything. I say, okay, and we're waiting on that. So that's gonna be another haul that I think I'm gonna put on the group.
Okay. Do you get people that find out what you do and then you don't want any of their stuff? Like this is not what you sell and it's not worth anything.
No, no, I don't, when I just show them, I also, I believe I kind of educate people, because I'm gonna buy a lot of them, right? But there's some of the stuff I'm gonna be able to buy. And, so I show them, hey, this is how you can price your stuff if you want to sell it. This is, I cannot sell this online, but you can put it on marketplace, right?
Right.
And if you want to know how much, I recommend you to use Google Lens and check the prices. And if you're going to put it on marketplace, put maybe 50% or 30% or whatever you're comfortable doing that, but at least you know the price of it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I don't buy. And when I say no, I cannot sell that. Most of the time the people say, just take it.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
some of the
they just
stuff
want to get rid of it.
yeah, so when I see people like that and I see there is something they're gonna be able to sell on my yard sale, I just take it and keep it until my next yard sale, and whatever they get, I get. So, but yeah, there's
Yeah.
yeah, and at the beginning I was scared to tell people what do I do, right? But when I mention what I do, that's as a side hustle that I'm a postal man full time, I don't have any problems. People love it. They come,
Mhm.
they call me, and I will continue doing like that because it's working great for me. I can spend the time with my family. I just set up a special time to pick up or meet with this person, especially on the weekends, and it's working fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of tried to make up my own version of that, and I had these car magnets made,
Oh
and
yeah.
it says cash for your stuff, and it has a list of like the kinds of things I want.
Mm-hmm.
And so I also had business cards made, but I would put those on my car, and I live right next door to a busy grocery store. And
Oh,
so
okay.
I go park my car over there and then walk back and work at home all day. And then, it's just like a moving billboard. And it's, I got so many calls and texts from people that like, it was stuff I was not interested in. Baseball card collection was a huge thing. And
Yeah.
I'm just not into that. Or they would have these huge sets of dishes, and I just don't do that. And
Yeah.
so I kind of tried to make up a list of what I wanted, and the key is really going to their home
Yeah.
and just looking around and seeing, oh, yes, I would definitely do that, because you can't really make a list because you're
Mhm.
open to a lot of different things, but then you have your I don't want list.
That's right.
And a lot of it was furniture or oriental rugs, and it's like I'm not,
No.
as a solo entrepreneur, a female, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want all this big heavy stuff. So it was definitely a filtering process to get to the right people. And oh, I have a storage unit. It'd be some guy that, I have a storage unit, do you want to come meet me over there? And it just sounded kind of sketchy, and I was like, send me pictures, send me video, and then we'll meet at the grocery store parking lot or something. So
Yeah, I
it's
think
not as easy as you might think, but you have the infrastructure already there with being on your route and knowing the people.
yeah, no, most of these people that I got to know, they're not actually in my route. They're in cities next to my city, like maybe
Oh,
10
okay.
minutes away. From my route, I got businesses. I got a church, for example, the other day, the church put outside on the next to the trash area. The cassette tape holders. What is the name?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. The
yeah,
wooden thing,
yeah. The wood things.
the
There's
wooden
a
thing with all the
brand.
slots in
That's
it.
right. There's
Yes.
a
Yes.
brand really known. So they put like what, three of them? One for cassettes, one for CDs, and there's another one bigger. So, but when I pulled that up to put it on my track, I found under a box with brand new cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice! I'm gonna take it. And when I got home, I see that it's selling constantly, and um and I put it for sale for, I think was $80 or something like that, or $70. And that same day, as a person from New York, I think asked me, they offered me $60, and I sold it plus the shipping. So I
Mm-hmm.
sold. So the other ones, I'm gonna try to move it on marketplace because I don't want to cheap that. It's
Yeah, those are
big.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's it. Continue happen. Then the other day, one of the persons that I know, he put a sign. He put a box with a sign that says "For my mailman," and I say, "Oh, great!" So I open it up. It was a Sony stereo with
Mm-hmm.
a detachable speakers. A little
Mm-hmm.
dusty, but the antenna was great. Everything was great. So I bring it home, tested it, boom, boom, that's it. Everything works. So I just dusted a little bit, not even 3 minutes on that. And I put it on Marketplace for $30 and somebody grabbed it right there. So, and I do porch pick out.
Excellent.
So I don't have to even get home. Yeah, so that's good.
Well, good for you. You're really moving along. Is there any one sale that comes to mind, like that you've had in the past couple of years that was just like you totally didn't expect it?
The highest sale that I have since I started eBay is almost $500 or $540. It was
Mhm.
it was at the beginning of my journey. A person put on Facebook that they were moving and getting rid of stuff, and they have a collection of actually sport cars, baseball, and things like that. The value was $12,000. That's
Ooh.
so nice. It might be a good collection, right? I don't know anything about him. But then on the next box, on one of the listing was a little box with like car lights that
Mhm.
were vintage. They were old, but they were in a box, still never opened. And he wanted $5 for it. So immediately I started looking sold comps, and I saw that the used one without a box and some rust sold for 120, 150, and say, "Oh, you sure you want $5 for it?" And he said, "You pick it up right now?" Yes. Okay. It was like what, maybe 3 minutes from my house. So I picked it up,
Mhm.
came home, and at the moment my wife wasn't happy with what I was doing, and we were about to take our lunch. So I take pictures, list it, and when we finish, almost finished lunch, I hear a chiching, and it's all for. I'm not 100% sure because it was so long, but I think it was $548.
Really?
Yep, really quick, and it was out of the country because it was for restoration of a car. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you paid what, $5 for it?
$5. That's
Ah,
one of the most significant. Yeah, but because I like to buy in quantity, um, um, when I sell at least 50% of every lot or any lot that I get is where I see my winnings, right? For example,
mhm.
the video games over $1,000. I didn't expect it, and I still have some to sell. You
Mhm.
know, remember I got a collection of video games for $1,300. And
Okay.
I don't remember how much I did. Only one of the games was a Mario game for SNES. It sold for 490 something dollars. You see, only one game, and it was a
Uh-huh.
big collection. Then some other he has the consoles in a box with manuals and everything. I just tested it, everything works. So the consoles went like that, 200, 300. So I knew that I maybe in 2 weeks I recoup all my money. The rest I don't bother to see how much I'm gonna get. I just try to sell it as much as I can, and at the end, oh, this is how much I made in that deal. Yeah, that's what.
So you're the fast nickel guy.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
can get good money, I get it. If somebody offer me something, for example, in this case, yesterday, for example, I went to a lady's house. It was a refer from person from my work,
Mhm.
a referral. The lady is cleaning her mother house, and she said that in a closet she had a lot of Christmas stuff. And my friend said, "Can you go help her?" Yeah, of course, no problem. I don't like too much Christmas stuff, right? But I went there, and it was all Limax houses, for Christmas,
Uh-huh. Oh,
and
Limax.
yeah,
Okay.
Limax,
Like,
yeah,
I know Mark Sherrill does a lot of that.
yeah,
You talked
Limax,
about Limax Halloween stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
Halloween. Yeah, I was hoping to get some Halloween, right? But no, there was no Halloween. But I went to her house, and she said, "I just wanna. I know you sell stuff. Just give me whatever you can give me. That's it." I said, "No, let's be fair. I grew up. Some of them were broken, but I got the best ones. No boxes at all. But
Mhm.
she got containers with padding and everything in all of them. So I counted 37 houses, plus a lot of little things and like that. And I said, okay, give me a number that you're comfortable doing without, I want to continue with this relationship because you have a lot of other stuff that I can,
Right.
you know? So he said, I don't know. There are no boxes. So I grabbed one of them. I'm gonna give you an example. I said, let's grab this little house. And I show her the sold comps on the last 90 days. And that little house sold for $12.90, but an auction.
Mhm.
And I show you the other sold for 25, free shipping, things like that. And I say maybe because this is not the time of the year to sell it, right? Maybe closer to Christmas, we're gonna jump it up. And I remember last year I sold on Marketplace a lot of houses for $10, $15 without boxes, right?
Mhm.
So um, let's say this, give me $50 and you're good with me. Okay, that's fine. You're okay with it? Yeah, I'm happy with it. And now let's go to the basement. I wanted to see what else you can get, right?
Right. You want to see what she had. There you go.
I went to her basement and they have a room. It looks like it was her room back in the day. And she got radios, some VHS DVD players, and other stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that you cannot walk in there. So let me give me a couple of weeks. I'm gonna start cleaning this stuff. But there's one of the things that caught my eye was a little. It was I don't know. It's a cuckoo clock, but it was a clock on the wall. It was Sylvester from the Looney Tunes.
Right.
I
Oh,
said,
with the
hey,
tail that this
yeah,
back
yeah.
and forth. Yeah.
And I say, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna get whatever I can make money, but I think some stuff that you can make the money, but don't let anybody to trick you or take advantage of you. That thing, I think this is expensive. And I say, let's comp it out together. And I show you how to do that again, right? And it comp it out is sold for $456, and there were like three more listed for over $500.
Uh-huh.
And say, look at this is how it's sold, and this three listed for this much. So if you want me to buy that from you, I have no problem, but I'm gonna tell you that 20 to 25%, no more than that, right? From
Right.
Qualcomm. But if you want to make the money yourself, I recommend you to put it on Marketplace and ask for maybe $250 or so.
Mhm.
This is a collectible, and it was in nice condition. And she said, oh, I have a lot of Looney Tunes stuff around the house. So we'll put it together and I will give you a call back. Okay, excellent, perfect. I'm waiting on that one too. So
Oh, great. Oh, great. Well, now back to the Christmas Village stuff.
Mhm.
People are serious about that. You
Yeah.
know, they have their village they set up and it's like all over the house sometimes.
Yeah.
And, that one piece, oh, the dog ate it, or, something happened to it.
Mhm.
My kid flushed it down the toilet, whatever. They want that one that's missing that was damaged or lost. So,
Yeah.
yeah, they're serious about those Christmas villages.
They collected. There are a lot of collectors. They sell on Mercari too. They're selling Mercari really well.
Mhm.
I'm using Mercari Marketplace and eBay at the moment. Nothing else. I'm stopped doing a Poshmark. It didn't work.
Poshmark, okay.
Yeah, it's too much
I've
for me.
heard that there's kind of a mass exodus from Poshmark. I'm not sure why, but I know people that did sell on it religiously, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore." And I don't really know what the reason is, but yeah,
I
you got
think.
to stay current with where the buyers are.
Mhm.
The sites that work for you. So anyway, well, thanks for agreeing to come on and catch us up on what you've been doing. And today's your day off, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably have lots of eBaying to do, or maybe you're going to do nothing. I don't know.
No, I have a lot of it to do, but I had to. I was actually doing some maintenance on the house. Like I rented a machine and was cleaning the carpets on the rooms. You know,
Mhm.
I got to change a couple of bulbs on the toilets that are not working fine. So I spend my time doing that too. So it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, no rest for the weary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Carlos. Well, it was great talking with you again, and we're going to keep watching your posts on the group because you're really out there hustling it, and I admire that.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, have a good day.
Oh, you
Bye.
too. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Carlos, for taking time on your day off to chat with me and talk about eBay. Okay, Today I have a life hack for you. I keep switching it up with trivia questions or motivational things, so today we're going to do a life hack. These are fun. I did this the other day and it worked. Okay, everybody has change or coins lying around, right? I personally am not too proud or shy to pay for things with change, like at Taco Bell or a Wendy's Frosty, which, by the way, are only $1 right now. But hey, money is money. So this guy on Reels was talking about how some of the self-checkout stations at grocery stores and Walmart accept cash and coins. So when it's time to pay for your order, you just dump a whole bunch of coins in there and the machine counts it like one of those Coinstar things, but there's no fee because you're buying something with it. So I gathered up my change from around my home and my purse and put it in a Ziploc bag and stuck it in my purse. And when I checked out at the grocery store, I went to the self-checkout and the total was like $26. I was just picking up a few things. So I dumped my little change bag into the coin part of the self-checkout register, and it was like $7 worth. So the machine counts it as it's going in, and you can see the total on the screen as it's counting it. So then it said I still owed like $19, and I put in bills for the rest and then got a little change back from that because it wasn't exact. So the moral of the story is no more jars of change at home or weighing down my wallet. This is a brilliant idea, and I feel so clever for doing it. So if you are turning in your change at a machine that charges a percentage fee, just find a self-checkout that accepts cash and just use that money to buy things. Just a genius idea, not my idea, just something, I saw on the internet. Okay, next week, my guest is Dina, who was also on the podcast back in 2022, and she has pivoted her business, which I love to see. I love it when resellers go into survival mode, and necessity is the mother of invention, and you have to figure out new things. So she was very into glassware, but that market is down right now. So she's ventured into other product lines that are successful for her. And she even said, I never thought I would be selling this XYZ item. And she's doing great with it. So kudos to her for surviving in this economy and figuring out new things. Okay, everybody, keep moving forward. Take it one day at a time. We are all in this together. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.